All right, let's talk about this new series. This new series was kind of things that I used to watch that are now on Disney Plus, and I'm gonna call it "Does It Hold Up?" And we're gonna go through things that I remember being pretty good. I watched the entire series or movie, and I watch it and I see if it holds up. And so we're going to start with one of my favorite Disney shows. At least one of my childhood favorite Disney shows. So this show is called Fish Hooks. This is a good show. I remember watching it, and I mostly saw the earlier episodes. This was not a very popular show. The show only ran for about 3 seasons. It was definitely a good show. It was very odd though. I remember it being very odd, but I still enjoyed it. It had a mixture of animation styles, and some people were probably turned off by it. I know a lot there were similar shows. I can't think of anyone off my top of my head that's similar to this, but I know there's similar shows I've seen before, so I'm kind of used to this. So I thought it was weird, but I enjoyed it. So I don't know what I'm doing with all these blankets, but yeah, it's kind of yeah. But I like the show. I watched every single episode. I will tell you this though, Disney Plus is freaking irritating. Okay, this show is out of order. The series finale. This show is about 3 fish in high school, right? And it's just their run through high school. But the show series finale, when they graduate, is not listed as the last episode. Also, there's a character in the second season named Angela, and she's introduced in an episode after she's already name dropped as Oscar's girlfriend, which is like, that's not how it works, because it's so dumb, and they put everything out of order for no reason. And they did this on multiple series, by the way. If you look up DuckTales, not the original series, because the original series, it kind of doesn't really matter what order you place those episodes in, because they're not, they don't have continuity with another. I mean, some of them do, but majority of them don't. It has to be, because of course the standard with television, it has to be understandable week to week. So like a new viewer, right, who's never seen the rest of the show, could just watch it and go, oh, and understand everything perfectly. Right, that was the standard when the original DuckTales was on. Now the new DuckTales is different. And the first episode is listed as episode number 4 that introduces all the main characters. It is really bad, and it's very noticeable. I think I remember watching the series finale like the day it aired, and it never aired again after that. By the way, I remember watching multiple episodes. Actually, I remember staying in a beach house on vacation. I think we had a TV in that house. There was one downstairs and one upstairs, so we kind of just watched. I remember watching the episode, and it was good. I enjoyed that episode. It was kind of nice. That was a fun episode, you know. But yeah, I liked that episode. I like most of the series. I think the problem with this series, though, is it does devolve into too many high school tropes. And a lot of them are very weak, as the early episodes, like the first season, is mostly just okay. The second season, it gets a little bit better. You get more plot elements, Angela and stuff, and they develop the characters more. That's the fun thing about this show, is actually the world and the characters develop throughout the series. Yes, there's one-off goofy adventures that don't really tie into anything, and the show's very, very goofy, and there's really stupid, weird, bizarre stories. But the characters actually grow and change as the show goes on, and like, what? For example, there's a character Albert. He has a very whiny voice, and then he grows a mustache, and I believe in the third season, and that continues on for the rest of the series. Just little things like this character grew a mustache. It's kind of funny, and I think the third season is definitely the best because they got better at pacing jokes and writing stories, and they were a lot more interesting, funnier. There were things I was laughing at, memorable moments, and I also think they did a really great job developing Bea and Oscar's relationship, because at first I think it was a little too unconvincing. It was kind of just one-sided, but then when they actually started developing it and you kind of see the chemistry there, it works, and it actually makes you want to see these characters by the end of the series get together. But the problem, I think, was that it was too much of a gradual, it was too fast, because I'm guaranteed that they were canceled. I think they wanted maybe a couple more seasons, but the third season is only 16 episodes. There's at least 22 to 23 in each of the first two seasons, and yeah, I mean, these episodes, the final episode definitely should have been like a two-parter. And it would have worked out with pacing a lot more. It was a little too quick. Yeah. I mean, there's also, I think another problem with this series is Milo. Milo's a terrible person. He just flat out is a terrible person, a terrible character. He's annoying. I get what he's going. He's an also random character, and he says goofy things, and it's kind of dumb. But the problem is, he's not that in an endearing way. He's that he legitimately harms other characters in the stuff that he does. And yeah, there's times he feels bad and feels remorse for this, but there's other times where it's like, wow. So there's an episode, Milo he wants to go to a concert, and he's asking his friends who's going to pay for his ticket for the concert, which is just ridiculous, right? Hey, you guys going to pay for me? And they're like, oh, well, we got jobs to pay for our tickets, so we're not paying for yours. And he's all like, oh, he has to get his money. He didn't want to get a job, so he teams up with the rich bully character or whatever, and he's like, oh, I got all the money now. But then he doesn't realize that he made a deal that he'd have to pay him back, and so his friends give the rich bully character the money that he owed, and then now they can't go to the concert, and he doesn't feel that bad. Like, I forgot what his comment was, but it was really stupid. And it was freaking evil. Like, I hate this character. I think there are funny moments and good moments with this character, and they could have fixed this character, but as it is, it's okay. Also, by the way, Justin Roiland, he is in this show. He voices Oscar. If you don't know Justin Roiland, he's one of the creators of Rick and Morty. He's also the voice of Rick and Morty. And he's also a voice of Brendan Blandon in Gravity Falls. And I think he's in another show I'm forgetting. But yeah, he's a pretty great voice actor. Also, Alex Hirsch is in parts of this show. And you can see some of that Gravity Falls sense of humor in the show, actually. Which I think is I think Gravity Falls, I guarantee Alex Hirsch worked on the show. And then that's what, and after working on the show, that kind of helped him get the Gravity Falls gig. This is a great series, and I recommend checking it out if you have Disney Plus and you're someone my age who remembers watching it. I think it's a fun show. I do think it's kind of a weird show for children, though. There's some episodes that have like weird morals and implications. Like, so I can't even really remember anyone, but I remember some of them. I'm being like, "What the hell? It's a terrible moral." But yeah, it's great. I can't really say it completely holds up. I think the show has a lot of weaknesses, a lot of good parts, but it's still entertaining. It's still fun, and I like the series overall.